Hey, welcome in everyone. Just a reminder as you're coming in to make sure you're muted and to turn your cameras off, and make sure you don't have your white coats on yet unless you are a current faculty member, because you'll be putting them on later. So mute and cameras off, please. Thanks. We'll get started in just a couple of minutes. Okay, Dr. Van Wagner, I think whenever you're ready, we can go ahead and start.
Great, thank you so much, Jason. And welcome to the 2020 White Coat Welcome. We're so pleased to have you, our students, medical education faculty and staff, as well as family and friends here today. Thank you so much for being here. We're thrilled that you have joined our medical school, and also that you've had the opportunity to work with Dr. Harada and Dr. Berger and learn from them in Patient Doctor Society. It's such an incredibly important course and the foundation of the way in which we practice medicine and care for patients. As you transition over the next few days and start fundamentals, you're going to learn about biochemistry, microbiology, histology, all the other ologies. And you're going to focus on building the foundation of knowledge that you need to understand how to care for patients from the standpoint of their physical health. But I hope that you'll remember the critical other pieces that are so important to the practice of medicine. Compassion for your patients, understanding their context, who they are, where they're coming from, what health means to them, and how it impacts not only their lives and the lives of their family. This is what the white coat represents. It represents your ability and your commitment to caring for the whole patient. When we first met during orientation, I posed a question to you. I asked you what kind of a physician did you want to be? And I'll ask that to you again and challenge you to ask yourself frequently that same question. Certainly your patients expect you to have the knowledge. When they come to you, they trust that you know how to take care of them. You know how to prescribe medicines. You know how to do technical surgeries and interventions that will save their lives. What they will remember, though, is how you took care of them. And as you have the opportunity to put your white coat on today, I hope that you will remember that. So thank you so much for being here. And now I'm pleased to present Dr. Selwyn Vickers, Senior Vice President and Dean of the School of Medicine. Welcome, Dr. Vickers.
Thank you, Dr. Van Wagner. It's an exciting time today, and I'm pleased to be a part of the White Coat ceremony to add my welcome to friends and families who are joining us. Students, as Dr. Van Wagner said, you've passed another milestone, and I think I'm sure there are several, but 3 unique days stand out to me in medical school that I think all of you will experience. One is this white coat ceremony. The others are your match day and your graduation. And there are probably others that will be significant for other reasons, but those 3 are consistent for what you will experience and have a significant step in a new direction. This is the first and maybe most foundational, because it is about who you are as a person, but also who you become as a physician. And those things are clearly linked together. You've just completed your first medical school course, Patient, Doctor, and Society. And next week, you'll start the basic science piece, as Dr. Van Wagner said, and fundamentals of medicine. But as he highlighted, this idea that we would take time to talk about how you develop as a physician, both your compassion and care and recognition of the needs of your patient, is probably more crucial and fundamental than we've ever seen. I just had a call today with a number of deans speaking to congressional leaders about this very issue that's become so apparent in our society. First, by the painful experience we've had of COVID-19, the significant number of people who've lost their lives, over 100,000 obviously in America, and several million, over 20 million, who've developed it across the world. But what we've seen probably more pronounced is who this virus has affected, and that it tends to have affected our most vulnerable populations, often those people of color, in a very often tragic and lethal way. Many of these disparities we have had a fairly easy ability to tolerate and look over or blame on some level of self-determination. But in reality, we've seen with this virus that more than ever, it's not necessarily been selective in the way of who it affects, but it has been selective in the damage it's done and the deaths it's created. In addition to that, we've also seen this played out in the episodes of racial injustice that we've seen in our country. And that challenge, too, is in part, what we've both written about nationally and locally about your training. We've talked about this issue of understanding the distance traveled by your patient, the context of which they come from, and how important that you are able to understand that to truly care for them at the highest level. And so you begin a process where we clearly want to be a part of you becoming an outstanding physician. Inherent in it is your knowledge and your skill, but probably equally, if not more important, is your competence around culture and your compassion around a patient's needs and disease. So from this, we're excited that you're at UAB and that we go through this process to recognize the power and the influence and the meaning of a white coat, and certainly in the context of you becoming a physician. I'm sure many of these things were discussed in the Patient, Doctor, and Society, and some of them won't be completely resolved in your mind. But I would say we want to make sure they need to be in the forefront of your thought, both as you and we both participate in your professional formation. We want this to be a part of your overall development as a physician and an outstanding UAB graduate. So I'm excited to be a part of this. I look forward to this white coat ceremony and you donning your white coats. And thank you, Dr. Van Wagner, for giving me a chance to participate in this as the Dean of the School of Medicine.
Thank you, Dr. Vickers. Now I'd like to introduce Dr. Caroline Harada, who is the Assistant Dean for Community Engaged Scholarship, and Dr. Stephanie Berger, Associate Professor in the Department of Pediatrics. They're the directors of the Patient, Doctor, and Society course. Dr. Harada and Dr. Berger.
Thank you, Dr. Van Wagner. This week, the students all picked up their white coats from Medical Student Services. When we call your learning community, we'll ask you to turn on your cameras, and when we give you the cue, open up your bag and put on your white coat. For the friends and families watching, we will post a list of the students and their learning communities so that you can find your students. Okay, Barfield Carter Learning Community, please turn on your cameras. Now open up your boxes or bags and put on your white coats. Congratulations, Barfield Carter. All right, you may turn off your cameras.
All right, Hamilton Learning Community, please turn on your cameras. All right, now pick up your white coat, put it on, and congratulations.
Excellent.
All right, turn off your cameras, please.
Finley Learning Community, please turn on your cameras. Now please open up your boxes and put on your white coats. Congratulations, Finley Learning Community. You may now turn off your cameras.
All right, Harrison Learning Community, please turn on your cameras. Now please pick up your white coat and put it on. Congratulations. Now please turn off your camera.
Hill Learning Community, please turn on your cameras. Now please put on your white coats. Congratulations, Hill. You may now turn off your cameras.
Hershowitz Learning Community, please turn on your cameras. Pick up your white coat and put it on. Congratulations. You may now turn off your cameras.
Kirkland Learning Community, please turn on your cameras. Now please put on your white coats. Congratulations, Kirkland. You may now turn off your cameras. Lions Learning Community, please turn on your cameras. Now please put on your white coats. Congratulations, Lions. You may now turn off your cameras.
McCallum Learning Community, please turn on your cameras. Pick up your white coat and please put it on. Congratulations. You may now turn off your camera.
Oprah Learning Community, please turn on your cameras. Now please put on your white coats. Congratulations. You may now turn off your cameras.
Pittman Learning Community, please turn on your cameras. Pick up your white coat and please put it on. Congratulations.
I'd like to now introduce Dr. Craig Hosley, Senior Associate Dean for Medical Education, to give some closing remarks.
Thank you. I would like to also thank Dr. Harada and Dr. Berger for implementing a retooled Patient-Doctor Society course in the midst of a pandemic. By all accounts, it was highly regarded and went very well, so thank you for all your efforts. I also want to thank the students for your engagement in the course. I learned this week that the students of this class developed a GoFundMe page for an individual, a patient who came and visited you during one of the PDS sessions, and you raised, I think within an hour or so, resources so that this person could move forward and overcome some challenges in his life. So certainly no one expected you to do that. I'm sure our patient visitor didn't expect it either. It was very impressive. And it really tells me two things about this class. And one, Dr. Grabowski's admissions committee picked the right people. And two, it's clear that you took to heart the educational objectives of Patient-Doctor Society and walked in with some of them as well before you even came to medical school. Things like empathy and community engagement, it's clear that these are principles that matter to you as a class and as individuals, and I hope you carry that with you throughout the next 4 years of medical school. The white coat is a symbol, but these other things probably matter a little bit more. So thank you. We're very pleased to have you. Congratulations. Dr. Ben Wagner.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Hosley. We appreciate that. So I think that this concludes our program. Thank you all so much for being here today and for participating in the white coat ceremony, and for the family and friends who are out there watching on YouTube. Thank you for joining us as well, and good luck in fundamentals on Monday. Have a great weekend, everyone. Take care.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Congratulations, everyone.